Hi everyone, this is Tony Huang, the founder of TechExecs. Today's May 5th, 2011. We're at Houston Sysco Corporation's Auditorium hosting our CIO and IT Leadership Forum. With us today, there's going to be 3 CIO on the panel. The former CIO of Igloo, the CIO of BP, and also the IT Director for BMC Software. So let's grab a couple people for a quick soundbite. With me is Stephen Carter, the CIO for BP Upstream in Western Hemisphere. How are you, Stephen?
Very good, thanks, Tony. Nice to be here.
Thank you for being on the panel today. So the topic is going to be on data management and knowledge is power. What are you guys going to be sharing with people?
Well, obviously, data management is very important to an upstream exploration company and production company. I'm going to talk actually not so much about the technology, but more about some of the non-technological things that we need to get in place to make any kind of data management program or data management exercise successful.
So you guys held a conference call beforehand, actually 2 conference calls. And what are some key takeaway points for people that are not able to make it today?
I'm going to focus in this. We developed as part of our data management strategy a framework of 8 important things that we felt needed to be in place to be operationally effective around data management. I'm going to talk about the 3 what we call management elements. So that's governance, performance management, and professional organization.
Okay, great. We're looking forward to hearing more from you inside. Thank you so much for being on the panel.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me.
With me is Lucas Wagenaar. He is the VP of IT with Sysco. And thank you again for hosting us today.
Thank you, Tony. It's always a pleasure to host your event here at Sysco.
So what are some of your roles in IT, beyond infrastructure related?
Yeah, well, infrastructure, of course, always plays a significant role. I look after application support for currently our legacy systems. We are just in the middle of doing a very large ERP implementation. And that's handled by John Holsom, but I manage all of the infrastructure and legacy applications at the moment.
So what do you think the trend of IT as far as cloud is concerned these days?
Well, the cloud computing is going to be a big shift, I think, in IT. And the way IT organizations are being run for companies like Sysco, because it would be a lot easier for the business just to go out and buy cloud services, applications such as Salesforce.com, even infrastructure such as Azure with Microsoft and other companies. So I think it's going to be a big shift over the next 5 to 10 years.
I know you're very involved in social computing. Yeah. So what do you think that's going to go?
That's a good question. We are just actually starting to use some social media here at Sysco. And it's a new way of reaching out to the customers. So we have, our customers are kind of our restaurateurs, and then our consumers are the ones that actually go to the restaurants that we service. So we actually want to try to reach both of those groups of people and get Sysco's name out there a little bit more.
I think you coined the phrase crowdsourcing, right? What is that about?
Well, crowdsourcing, of course, is to use the wisdom of the crowd to see what type of technologies and applications are accepted by the public. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for hosting us today, and thank you for being involved with TechExecs.
Yes, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming, and it's always a great show. Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Tony Huang, the founder of TechExecs. With me is Darwin McHugh. He was the former CIO for Igloo Corporation.
Well, I think what the role of the CIO is, if I had to put it into a term, would be ubiquitous access to data that has a high degree of integrity and consistency across the world or across the organization. And I have my cell phone on me someplace. I mean, truly in the future, I think that's going to become the tool for this generation coming up, and they're going to have to be able to, where they are, mine some source of data that will be the same no matter whether you're in China, here in Houston, or sitting on a beach in Hawaii. It all has to be the same.
What are you going to be sharing with people today on the panel?
Today we're going to have a discussion of data management and its effect within a corporate environment, IT staffs in particular. Well, I think what's going to be for the biggest thing for me is how it's stratified between a big company like Cisco and a smaller company like Igloo, how the priorities change for management and how they manage their data. That's what I hope to learn. I think when you get back to data management, standardized and common data is truly the power, so you don't have to sift through and understand the differences or the nuances of the data. That's truly where the grail is for me.
Well, we're glad that you're on the panel today, and we're looking forward to hearing more from you. With me is Dan Zubkov, the IS&T Director with BMC Software. How are you?
Very good, Tony. Thank you.
So your role in BMC is actually internal.
That's correct. Actually, I head up for our mainframe service management organization, their IT needs, and make sure we handle that for them.
Today, Dan's going to be on the panel. What are you going to be sharing with everyone?
Well, when it comes to data management, there's definitely an explosion in terms of the data out there, the data needed, especially as new software as a service and the cloud offerings are coming out there. How do corporations, including BMC, incorporate that data into a master data set to be able to share with the different business units for their needs? If you run a software as a service application and you're not integrating that data, you end up with those data silos, which really do hurt the business in the long run. So how do we conquer that? How do we take care of that? Really part of what we do in data management.
Well, for those people that are not able to make it to today's event, what will be a couple of takeaway points?
Well, when approaching data management, especially at an enterprise corporate level, you really want to make sure you have that business sponsor. Just having good data for the sense of having good data doesn't necessarily get you the dollars you need to get those projects in the door. So a lot of times you want to go ahead and align that either with your sales organization, your manufacturing organization, or some key business need. That'll really help drive the sponsor as well as the funding that is needed to bring this thing forward.
Well, it sounds like you're going to be sharing some insightful knowledge with all of us. We'll look forward to hearing more from you inside.
Very good. Thank you, Tony.
With me is Mike Patterson, the chapter chair for Houston TechExecs. How are you, Mike?
I'm good. How are you?
So isn't this a fabulous place at Cisco?
Yes, I like Cisco. I've been to other events here, and it's always a very nice venue. So I'm enjoying it. Looking forward to it.
So we're having an interesting topic today on data management. You guys held a couple conference calls beforehand. So what are some of the key takeaways for today's event?
Well, the major points are that data management is probably for the most people a dry topic. However, it has a major impact on how people do business, and the issues surrounding it can impact people besides just the technology community. So we're going to explore through the questions the interaction with management, the interaction with the end user, how you articulate the value of this, and it may drift over into things like master data management and other aspects of it that are more technical in detail.
For those people not able to make it today, Mike, do you have some encouraging words for them to come out and network and join us?
Yeah, it's a good turnout. It's an interesting group of people. I would encourage everyone that is on the fence about coming to one of these to try it out. Come once and see what you think.
Well, thanks so much for all the work that you have put into this organization, and we really appreciate it. Today's been a wonderful event with insightful knowledge from all of our panelists and also our presenters. This is again Tony Huang, the founder of TechExecs. If you were not able to make it to today's event, we hope to see you either online or in person.